Yo, this is Real Talk E. Welcome to the locker room. We talk nothing but basketball. Now, I am pretty sure you guys have seen the news, and now there's a question going on, and it's floating around the NBA. It's been floating around for a minute now, but it's really starting to make noise now that we are getting closer and closer to July 1st, which is the free agency, the what is it called? Signings and stuff like that. That moment where everybody's going from team to team, everybody's signing different places. I think it's just called free agency. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm just tripping. But July 1st is usually when it starts. Sometimes it starts June 30th at 6 p.m. Even though it's supposed to really start July 1st. And some teams do talk to players way earlier, even though they're not supposed to. Now, the question, ladies and gentlemen, is what is next for James Harden? Yes, yes, you guessed it, the beard. What is next for the beard? James Harden, the step back creator, patenter, the step back king himself. What is next for him? Now, he's been rumored to go back to the Rockets. He's been rumored to stay with the Sixers. He's been rumored to go to the Suns, maybe. I think that's the furthest one out of any rumor that is going on, but it has been there a little bit. He's been rumored to, I believe, go to Dallas. I might be tweaking. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might be tripping, but he's been rumored to basically go to the Rockets, stay with the Sixers, or go to a contending team like the Lakers or Mavericks or any one of these teams. James Harden is a player that basically betted on himself. He went from a sixth man on the Oklahoma City Thunder back in his days when he's first coming to the NBA to basically going to the Houston Rockets and making his own team and becoming the man of that team and showing the NBA what he could be and proving himself as a lethal scorer. I think for a season he was the only scorer to have 36 or more points on every single team in the NBA next to Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. I forgot which one it was. But any one of those guys is amazing company to be with. And they gave him a couple of guys in Houston to try to win with. They gave him Dwight Howard. They gave him Chris Paul. It just didn't work. They gave him Westbrook. None of those worked. And some of it might have been his fault. Some of it was not his fault. Some of it was the way they were coached. Some of it was, the way they were playing, their defense. And some of it was just that they lived and died by the three, and we all know that doesn't always work. Literally, it has not worked at all. Please do not bring up the Golden State Warriors because they do not live and die by the three. They actually do get to the basket. But then he gets to Brooklyn. James Harden was traded to the Brooklyn Nets to play next to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Now, we thought this was going to be a super team, and in my mind, I used to tell all my friends back in high school and all that stuff when this was going on, I should tell them, like, yo, I'm not going to lie to y'all, bro. This is not a super team. James Harden does not make y'all any much better than what y'all already are. In fact, he hurts the team more than he helps the team. And it's not his fault. It's your front office fault for trading for him because you did not need him. A third star on your team does not need to be another scorer next to your two main scorers. It needs to be somebody that can have other things to do so that when it comes down to who's going to take the sacrifice, who's going to, basically take a step back from scoring, they're the ones that be able to do it. So somebody that can be a two-way player, but okay, I'm probably not gonna be the first or the second option on scoring, but I will be the main defender on this team. That's what makes a team a super team. If you look at the Warriors, the reason why they won so many championships, their main scorer is Stephen Clay. Their third star is Draymond Green. He's not a scorer by any means. Can Draymond Green give us 20 points every now and then? Yes. If Draymond Green really wanted to, can he average 15 points? Yes, bro. But does he do it? No. He does everything else. And that's what made them a super team. You look at the Miami Heat with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. What made that team a super team? Well, Chris Bosh took a step back and he sacrificed his game. He even changed his game to fit with the team and allowed the team to win. For this Brooklyn Nets team, it was not going to happen. Neither one of these three guys was going to sacrifice their game for the team. Because all three of these guys are scorers at a very high level. Elite scorers. Kyrie Irving cannot play defense to save his life. James Harden cannot play defense to save his life. KD is the only one that can play defense, and it's not good enough for him to be like, you know what, I'm going to just be a defender, the main defender this whole time, for this whole regular season. And on top of that, KD is arguably the best scorer in NBA history. For him to ever even think about taking a step back scoring, you're going to lose. There's no way around it. There's no way you can hide it. If KD ever decides to take a step back scoring and play defense, you're going to lose. That's just what it is. I'm sorry to break it to y'all. So that didn't work out. James Harden also had some problems with Kyrie Irving and the whole COVID vaccine stuff, and Kyrie not showing up for the team, and Kyrie not being available, Kyrie not being allowed to play, and he just felt like, bro, like, I'm actually trying to win a championship. I'm playing in the playoffs injured with a messed up hamstring. I'm playing, trying to put everything out there. I'm being bullied by the Bucks and standing right here next to Kevin Durant while Kyrie Irving is basically in and out of the lineup. We don't know when he's going to be here. We don't know when he's not going to be here. He's hurting the team because obviously with Kyrie Irving, nobody could guard them. And without Kyrie Irving and the injured James Harden, they're guardable. And then he's like, you know what, bro? I don't want to play for you guys anymore. It's three of us on the team and we only played like 16 games together in like 2 years or 3 years. Get me out of here. They eventually get James Harden out. They trade him to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons. And me personally, I thought this was a terrible idea. A lot of people were saying it's a good idea. Ben Simmons goes to the Brooklyn Nets because he gets a new scenery, new place. He might play. He might, become a different person and decide, you know what, I'm actually get on the court and help my team win. James Harden is in a better place. His game is going to elevate again. He's going to go back to the old James Harden that we know. Joel Embiid's game is going to elevate. Everything in the Sixers organization is going to elevate. Now, while the James Harden stuff was going on the way that we expected, the Sixers were playing good. They were going to places we thought they would go. The Brooklyn Nets side, with Ben Simmons, it was not working. Eventually, they blow up the team. KD goes to Phoenix, Kyrie goes to Dallas, and it's pretty much it is what it is over there. It's a failed effort. And now, James Harden's on the Sixers. The Sixers go to the playoffs. They have a great regular season, and they get past the first round. They sweep the Brooklyn Nets without KD, without Kyrie Irving. They then sit out and they are waiting for the Boston Celtics, who faced the Hawks and struggled. And now it's Sixers versus Celtics. Sixers come out, win game 1, lose game 2, I believe lose game 3, come back and win game 4 at home. They go to Boston. I think they win game 5. So now they just need to close it out. They have game 6 at home and game 7 in Boston. Well, they lose both games. And not only do they lose both games, James Harden and Joel Embiid played terrible in Game 7. I think Joel Embiid went 5 for 18, and James Harden had like 8 shots, I think. Went like 2 for 11 or something like that. Or maybe he had like 8 points and went 2 for 11. Something like that. But he played terrible. It was trash. And he's even had Stephen A. Smith come out and say this was the worst performance he's seen from a superstar in the playoffs, let alone in the Game 7. The worst way to exit. Joel Embiid went 5 for 18. Terrible. But James Harden did even worse. And I agree with him. And not only that, after this, it was like, what is next for the Sixers? What can they possibly do to win? What is it? And maybe it's just that they need a better bench. Maybe they need better three-point shooting. Maybe they shouldn't have traded Seth Curry. Now that we are reaching free agency, is James Harden going to go back to Houston Rockets? I don't think so. It's very possible, but I feel like James Harden is going to give this one last push. He's going to give this one last push. And might be with the Sixers, it might be with the Lakers, it might be with some type of good team. He might even go to the Bucks. I don't know. I don't know how the Bucks will even make that work. But he might go somewhere. He's not going back to the Rockets yet. He's going to give him one last chance. Will the Sixers want to keep him? Of course, bro. They need to keep him and get better players around Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and James Harden. Tobias Harris might be time for him to go. He might be best used on another team. And then just, fix up the bench a little bit and you're straight. Can he go to the Suns? No. Please, Phoenix, do not make that move. It's dumb. Sixers, do not make that move. It's dumb. Do not trade James Harden for Chris Paul. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you think Chris Paul is going to help Joel Embiid win now? Joel Embiid does not need somebody to lob the ball up for him and take away from his game. No. Joel Embiid needs somebody that could lob the ball up to him, could run pick and roll with him, but could also allow him to get his own buckets, and he needs his guard to also create his own shots. Chris Paul can no longer do that at a very high level as he used to do. So do not trade James Harden for Chris Paul. Keep James Harden. Although he struggled in Game 7 and he struggled at points during this series and this season, keep him. Just go invest in Tyrese Maxey. Keep DeAnthony Melton. Allow him to come off the bench. Trade Tobias Harris for a better piece. And beef up the bench. That's it. That's all you need to do. And the reason also why I don't think that James Harden is going to go back to the Rockets are very young. They're a young team. Their star player right now is like Jalen Green or something like that. Like, they're very, very young. What is James Harden doing with them? He's not contending. He's not doing nothing. Like, if he goes there, he's just going to stat pat until he retires. He's going to try to put up 100-point game, 110-point game. Just try to, allow people to watch him because of his offense. And that's really what it's going to be. It's not going to be anything else, bro. So I don't think he's going to go back to the Houston Rockets at all. Will he go to the Lakers? This might be very great for the Lakers, but I don't think they could afford that. I do not think they could afford James Harden being there. And the Lakers look good how they are right now, bro. They shouldn't touch anything. If they're going to do anything to this team, just some minor tweaks, that's it. Everybody else, stay where you are at. Do not trade them. Do not do anything. Keep everything how it is. I'm saying Sixers, do what you can to keep James Harden. And then just beef up your bench. Make a couple moves like that. Trade Tobias Harris. And you're good. Alright? Do y'all agree with me? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E. and it's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch y'all. Safety, my hearts.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it. And the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the three. To win it. Good.
That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection.
This is for the win. Got it. Wow.
At 7, working against Butler, got down.